Hey guys, alright, video number 2, maybe number 1, depending on what number 1 really looked like. But anyhow, it is July 28th. I have not shot a video almost in 2 months, I think. So, yeah, it's been a while. I'm still alive, still kicking. Summer's been really busy. Camping, projects, yard work, honey-do list, downtime, all that good stuff. So just going to give you a better explanation of what I've gotten done. I'm not sure if I actually showed you wheels and tires mounted, balanced, and installed. So I'll give you a look at those a little closer. That is the color that they are going to be. There's no going back. This is my free set of tires. They're pretty good. You know, they're a quarter inch or better tread in there. I still have not completed my drive shaft. I just need to pull the trigger and just either order one or have one made or whatever. Air cleaner is painted and installed with the sticker, which I'm not sure I actually like, but it's on there. So still working on the alternator install. Not panicked about that just yet because obviously I don't need it. So what's left on the frame? Drive shaft, fuel line from carb to pump, alternator, and basically plumbing and exhaust. Rear brakes. Still don't know what to do with rear brakes. I don't want to spend a ton of money. I'd like to get rear brakes on this thing for less than $200. I don't know if I can do disc for that. I don't need disc. My backing plates are good. Inline tube sells a kit for like 160 or 180 bucks. Drums, all the hardware, all the springs, the shoes, everything, wheel cylinders, all that stuff. So probably go that route. Spent some time in the shop tonight, kind of cleaned. My floor is not as black as it has been. I actually swept and then washed the floor. You can see it's kind of wet. And all the remains of last paint jobs. John Deere green, John Deere yellow, Case red. A little bit of everything. I still need to do some major cleaning on my benches and boxes and reorganizing, and I kind of purged tonight and kind of got rid of a bunch of shit. I got a whole truckload of junk and boxes and metal garbage and recycling and whatever. Kind of cleaned out Tessie here a little bit in preparation for her next step, which is going to be stripped and primed. My goal is to still have Tessie's body back on her frame before the snow flies, so I can go throughout the winter and pick at the body work. Get a lot of that done, and patchwork that's left, which is minimal. But I feel good about where I am. But I really have not done anything on this since the very first part of June. So I feel like a big slacker because I need to get more done. You know, there's a lot to do. Big highlight so far for the summer was Iola. Iola Old Car Show swap meet was fantastic as always. We did really well with our third spot. We definitely used it, needed it, took advantage of it. Weather was absolutely perfect. It was great. I actually got to meet Chevaholic in person, which I thought was pretty cool. He didn't really seem to think it was that big of a deal, but it was me meeting him, not him meeting me, so I can understand why he didn't have the enthusiasm that I did. Because as we all know, Chevaholic is pretty much a YouTube celebrity to us garage gang guys anyways. At least in my opinion he is. So it was really cool to meet with him. We had a beer together and just kind of talked about things and car shows and everything. It was really cool to meet him in person. He's the real deal. He is just like he is in his videos. He's very no-nonsense, very direct. He knows what he's talking about. So don't be doubting. He knows his stuff. So anyways, and after that, then of course family camping trips. Those have kind of wound down now for a little bit. Last weekend was a real surprise. I was going to spend my weekend painting my outbuildings, touching up where there was paint peeling and such. It's been 8 years since I painted the shop that I'm in right now, and then my garden shed, which is just that, is a garden shed. And went to start some priming on one of the sidewalls and discovered that the sidewall was actually completely rotten for the bottom 16 inches from splashing up from the sidewalk. So I spent my Saturday 12 hours actually restructuring the bottom 16 inches of my shop wall. This wall on the outside, the bottom 16 inches, all the studs were bad, the base plate was bad, siding was bad. So I have it all restructured and sealed up, re-insulated. I just need to finish the siding, which I have. I just need some odds and ends stuff to actually get the project done. So that's on the docket for this weekend, weather permitting. But I really want to get back on this. I know I got to do all those honeydew things and home maintenance stuff, but man, I really just want to work on the car. Next thing, the very next thing in the shop is going to be neighbor Jason's military coot that I got some of that stuff done on already. Basically all that's left is the tub, which again will not take long. I just need to get it here and do it. So there's going to be a combination of epoxy primer, bed liner spray, and Army Drab green caulk, water-based caulk. So I will bring you videos of that. That should be a quick slick. I need to find a place to put this for that time period. Now that it is summer and it's kind of storm season, I hate to leave my Yukon sit outside or my Trailblazer, but this sure to hell ain't sitting outside. So if I gotta take advantage of my full coverage for hail damage, well then that's what I'm gonna do. Knock on wood, we have not had any severe storms here yet this summer. We've had nothing more than rain, like thunder showers. That's it. We haven't had in my area. There has been tornadoes areas around us. Now I've jinxed ourselves, I'm sure, but I get really excited when I look at this, especially the color, and I think, oh man, I wish I could put wide whites on there. All in good time. Can't beat free tires, especially when they're not in nicest shape. Could they be wider? Yeah. Do they need to be? No. Still working on finding a posi differential gear setup. I do not want to change the whole housing simply because it's in there and it's where it needs to be. My spring perches are where they need to be. My angle is set where it needs to be, etc. I need a 10 bolt, 8.5 posi setup for the inside. Preferably a 308. Preferably a 308 would be great, but again, not something I need right now, so I haven't been really aggressively shopping for it. I'm sure they're out there. I just go junkyard, and I'm sure Camaro, Firebird, Trans Am, maybe even Nova would have something like that. I would just have to buy the whole carrier more than likely and just gut what I need. But anywho, my focus is going to change a little bit on this. I'm going to do my measurement for my drive shaft, get that ordered, and then I am focusing on that. I'm about as far as I can go on the chassis. Everything else that's on the chassis that needs to be done, it can be done when the body's on it. I'd rather do the plumbing with the body on so I know where I can run things without interfering with body cross members and such. So the body's going to get hit hard here this fall. Last year I made a lot of progress starting in October. I'm hoping that's going to be the case again. Jams and rigid areas, including dash panel, will all be sandblasted. Drip edge, door frames, window frames, rockers, rear floor pan, front floor pan is brand new, so I'm not worried about that. I have a lot of grinding and touch-up welding to do on it. I'm going to do that after it is primed, only because my time is so limited that I don't want to have this thing in bare metal and have it start flash rusting before I can start doing the touch-up work. So I will spot blast if needed to clean up areas of weld area or patch areas as I move along, and then just reprime as I go along. The goal is to get the underside of this body tub finished and the firewall painted, possibly the dash painted, and then this thing goes back on, and it'll go back on the chassis in primer and epoxy, and I will do the rest of the patchwork and finish body work on the chassis. I will have to come up with a way to temporarily detach the front part of this rotisserie so I can paint the firewall, which would not be a big deal. It's just going to be a post and some blocks, and detach, slide away, paint it. I'm going to have to put, I got a plan. I'm not going to bore you with that, but that's a ways away yet. So I got a cement truck to fix. It never ends, guys. Never ends. So I'm not sure what really else to tell you. It's been a while and it's been too long, but like I said, you know, my life right now is not does not allow me to have as much time as I'd like to out in the shop. I have little kids right now, and I think it's important that I spend time with them, and I do. And they're not quite old enough yet where they can be out in the shop with me. Jacob, my oldest, he does spend some time out here with me. He's still at the age yet where he's kind of into too many things. Either that or I just have to chill. I get nervous when he's out here. I just don't want him to hurt himself. So if he's out here with me sometime, I'll put him in a video. I'll show him to you. He's a cool kid. He's a cool car guy, you know. But anyways, long story. I'm getting very windy. Simcoe Shakedown is coming up in a couple weeks. Second weekend in August. Expecting to be there. Hopefully it'll be awesome. I'm sure it will be. Maybe I'll do some video there. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll see you again. Thanks for your loyalty. For you guys who have not unsubbed, and we'll go from there. So thanks again for letting me ramble. I'm excited to get back on things and get back on a schedule here to be out here a couple days a week and get things done. So later, guys. Thanks for listening to me.